Welcome to Modern Home Masterminds with beSpoke Brokers. I'm Shauna Glazier, designated broker and owner.
And I'm Brittany Williamson, associate broker. Shauna and I are beSpoke Real Estate, but we're also your guides to modern luxury across the entire state of Arizona.
Each week we chat with masterminds shaping the modern spaces. Do you want to get a behind-the-scenes look at your design build team's processes? Well, open communication and teamwork will lead you to a successful project.
From architects to builders, designers, and more, let's explore the art of modern living together.
All right, welcome back, listeners. When you think of an architecture firm, do you picture international culinary tours, luxury lifestyle inspiration, and a podcast with a cult following? Well, that's exactly what today's guest, Mark Candelaria, has built, and we're about to dive into all of it.
Yes. Mark is the founder and principal of Candelaria Design. Since launching the firm in 1999, he has become known for designing bespoke custom homes that celebrate timeless elegance, thoughtful detail, and inspired living. However, Candelaria Design is much more than just a design firm. It is a full-fledged luxury lifestyle brand, and we are so excited to learn more about it and its founder.
Yes, well, thank you. It's great to be here.
We are so excited to chat with you.
Yes.
Thanks for joining.
I got to thank Janice and Tiffany for putting this on the schedule somehow.
I know. We snuck into your busy schedule. So thank you for carving out the time. All right. So, Mark, can you tell us the story behind Candelaria Designs? Did it evolve from traditional architecture firm into a luxury lifestyle brand that it is today, or was that always the plan?
No, it kind of evolved, definitely. I started the firm in August of 99, so we'll be celebrating 26 years here in a couple weeks, which I'm real proud
Congrats.
of. And before that, I just worked right down the street here with George Christensen for 18 years prior to that. So I've only been in two places, at least in my architecture path, during that 43 years of designing houses. And over that course of time, I've designed over 2,500 homes throughout the valley and the country, and Cabo and Jamaica and some fun places. So
Wow.
So really, it was my initial goal was to just be an architect, and the first tour really came from a client during the Tuscan phase. Remember the early Tuscan wow phase? He goes, "I really want to do a Tuscan house," and I just started the firm, and so I was a little cocky, and I thought, "Well, heck, let's go to Tuscany." So I said, "Well, let's go to Tuscany." He goes, "Yeah, that's a good idea. If we're gonna do this right, we should do it right?" And I said, "Yeah, let's go." He says, that in California somewhere? And I said, no, it's in Italy. He goes, oh, that's really cool. It's like, really? I said, have you ever been there? I said, I've never been there. And so I said, but I'm working with a real estate agent, of course, right now that also has a wife who's a travel agent. And I know they go all the time, so let me talk to them. And I talked to them and they go, yeah, let's, we got some great connections where they can get doors and old roof tiles and fireplaces. And by the way, maybe we'll come with you guys. And we'll go, okay, let's see if that's a plan. So we got everyone together and they seemed to get along pretty good. And then we all flew to Italy. And during the course of the trip, these two couples could not be more like cat and dog than you have ever seen. I mean, virtually in the last third of our trip, my couple who wanted to do the Tuscan house says, we're out of here. You're coming with us. We paid your way. You're coming with us. We're going to Florence and we're going to put you up in the hotel right on the Arno River. And I said, okay, that sounds great. And so I learned, he goes, you need to start doing this, but not with people like that. And I go, oh, come on. They weren't that bad. But I really learned from that trip how important it is to get the right people together on these trips. And so the second year I did a little trip, I think I had 6 people. And the third year, it was like 14 people. And now we average 14 to 16. The most I've ever had is 22 people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for 26 years.
26
these
years.
tours, right? And one thing that Tiffany was telling us is that it's not just for your clients. Like anybody can sign up. Is that correct?
Most people think it's just for my clients, but the truth is anyone can sign up as long as I think they're the right people to go on the trip. I look at who all shows interest. I go, okay, they're good. They're going to be fun.
So you're vetting people at this point.
I'm vetting it big time. I've learned that.
Are you using social media to figure this out? Or?
I just see I get the whole list of everyone interested and I just kind of say, okay, here's my 12 that I want to go on the trip. So like this year, I'm so excited. I've got several veteran travelers that have been on many of my trips, and I got some new clients that are a ton of fun. We've already traveled with, so we know how they are to travel with. And so I've just learned you got to put the right group together, because what has come out of these trips over the years, we have a post trip gathering. And I always ask people, what was the most memorable, or what's the best part of this whole tour for you? And they go, our new friendships that we've made. So that just really reinforces the fact that I've got to get the right people on these trips.
Yes.
Right. And lifelong clients.
And lifelong friends. They become lifelong friends.
Yeah.
I had a client who was a multimillionaire and another traveler who was an electrician, and they became best buddies. You know, and they would have never met in normal life, maybe even if he was doing the lighting on his house. But it just shows, it's just all about the relationships. And it's fun, like when we're in these houses cooking, we're making pasta, having a cooking class, and everyone's just working together. And so I've learned to bring that aspect into my business. That's how I transitioned the whole food thing, was from my tours.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And I think it's good right before before we started filming, I was telling you your daughter had mentioned at one of the show we've sold, actually I meant to add it up. I think we're over 30 million of selling homes that you've designed.
Great.
Yes. So we are big fans. But at one of the properties that we sold, she was there and I was asking about your cooking, and she's like, it's just so interesting how passionate you are about that. And it's because when you're an architect, one of the reasons, the way she articulated it was, you get a client and it takes you 4 years to see the finished product, from identifying the land to designing to building.
Long process.
And then it's the very end, right? And then whereas cooking for
I would
someone,
say God can make a child in 9 months, but it takes us 4 years to do a house,
But you get the satisfaction from cooking for your clients in 4 hours, right?
Right.
And what were you saying? The same satisfaction.
Same accolades. Yeah, it's like, oh, great house. Oh, great dinner. It's like, wait a minute. It's pretty funny because a lot of my favorite friends now are chefs, like Mark Tarbell and Christopher Gross, and every once in a while I get to cook with them at fundraisers and things like that. And I always joke with them. I said, you guys need to come help me design a house one of these days.
Yes.
And they look at me like deer in the headlights. Like, no, we're not doing that. So
At least the kitchen. They could help out with that.
At least the kitchen.
Right?
They have, Mark Tarbell and I have collaborated on some outdoor kitchens, and that's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, definitely the architecture lasts a longer impression, I would say.
Yes.
So keep going on
it's
that.
there for a long time.
So you would say all of these travels and the cooking, that all ties back into your brand and your architecture brand, and has kind of guided you along the way.
Yeah, the cooking has just been something that's bridged the gap. We do team dinners along the way while we're in the design phase. And it's one of those things that we get as many of the team members that are designing this house together at a dinner with the client. And it's funny, again, how it breaks everybody down as just people. I'm not your architect. I'm not the engineer. I'm not the landscape designer. I'm not the interior. We're just all people having a good time. And it seems like following those dinners, everyone just treats everyone in a different way. And I've just noticed that change. It's like everyone becomes like a family.
I feel like you should maybe start with the dinners.
We start pretty early with a team dinner.
Oh, you do?
While we're in the design process for that very reason.
A fantastic idea.
Yeah,
and then just brings a human element to everything.
It brings a human element to the whole team.
That's a great idea.
Yep. And then we do our, post-construction dinner, which has always also been a great thing, because so many times, as an architect, sometimes you're involved all the way through the construction, but there's projects where sometimes you give them the plans and you might be out there 2 times. You just don't know. And so the dinner at the end has kind of reestablished that relationship and that connection and brought us back into the lane with the client. And so it's been a really fun way of just staying in touch and staying connected with them post-construction.
Yeah. No, and we have a copy of your book here, which we want you to sign. Can you tell us a little bit about the book? And I know you have a signing coming up in LA.
In LA, yep. And we got one in High Point coming up in October at the market. I really got the whole book deal with working with another author, Patricia McMillan, who's done several books for Schiffer Publishing. And she'd always call me and goes, I need 3 of your houses. I need 3 of your houses. I need 3 of your houses for every book. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm filling your book up with my houses. So finally she goes, you know what? Let me introduce you to the publisher and let's see if we can get you a book deal. And she did, and she got it done for me. And so I've got a 3-book deal. We just finished the first book, and now I'm working on the second book. And it's amazing how much work doing a book is.
Oh, I bet.
It's a lot of work.
I bet.
I can imagine.
I mean, but you mentioned something about recipe per house, like what?
Yeah, so this first book, the concept was we wanted to feature 12 houses, and then I paired 12 recipes with each house.
That's crazy.
Either I had cooked that dinner for that client, or the style of the house, begged a French recipe. So we just paired up 12 recipes with 12 houses.
Gosh, I'd love to have you walk through my little mid-century modern place and figure out what that recipe would be.
What would that recipe be?
Hopefully
right?
it's a grilled chicken salad, right?
So the second book, though, they want me to feature a book on style. And as you know from following me, I don't have a style. And we've done every style you can think of, from French to ultra modern. And so this next book is going to be really talking about different styles: traditional, transitional, and modern, and what makes them what they are, and what are the elements of making each of those successful.
I love that.
So no cooking in this next book, just architecture.
And I just feel like our real estate industry will probably learn a lot from that book too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one of the things that we were actually surprised at one point, because we have sold a lot of your homes and we have seen various styles, but we hadn't really seen a modern home until we walked into that Moonlight project that you did. And it was amazing. I mean, but they said Mark Candelaria designed it, and we're like, no.
Yeah.
Where's the corbels? Where's the Where's the Vigas?
This is not Mark.
Exactly.
Actually, we have some photos of the Moonlight project. It would be great, or a little video here.
Video of Moonlight.
Let's walk through that. I mean, because you are known more for like traditional, but you are a man of many talents and different styles. So
Yeah, we're most noted for our traditional and transitional, but we've got several real modern houses going right now. We've got a couple specs going with TMAC construction that are very modern, and I love working that style. I think my biggest complaint with that style is I kind of call it the lazy man style, because you see so many houses that are just boxes, and it's like, oh, this is modern. Well, it's not modern. It's not a Brent Kendall house. It's not a Mark Candelaria house. It took a lot of effort and detail and materiality, and but it's so easy to throw up 3 boxes and call it modern. And so I have a real pet peeve about that. That just drives me crazy.
Same.
Yeah. I think Eddie Jones mentioned that too when he was on the podcast.
I was at my doctor this morning, and he goes, oh, I hate these modern houses that I'm seeing. They're all cracker boxes. They look horrible, So people are recognizing, I'm hearing that from a lot of new clients walking in. They go, I want a modern house, but I want a modern house with materiality, organic nature, tied to the nature.
Yes.
And that takes time and effort, and that's the problem. Takes work.
It does.
Yeah. To do it great and to do it well.
Definitely. And you can see the detail that you did, especially in this project.
Well, it was a great project with Anita Lang was the interior designer, and she's so fun to collaborate with. And so we've got, the ceilings are not just wood, they're walnut. So it's like, really nice materials. Yeah, this was a fun episode with Kelly Ellis for the Design Network. They featured 6 of my homes. If you just go to the Design Network, you can tour 6 totally different homes, from very Italian to Santa Barbara to ultra modern.
Okay.
That's a great way for people to see, that broad sense of style that you have.
Thank you.
And I had fun cooking paella for them in their house. So their house is in the book, and it's with my paella recipe.
This one is, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. There's Anita right there.
Yep.
So you mentioned earlier, you do these dinners and you bring everybody together. So all the people working on the project.
As many as I can fit in around the table, let's put it that way.
Right, just to kind of humanize it.
Yep.
What have you found is the most critical factor in keeping those relationships moving along? I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head with making it human. So it's hard to yell at somebody that you like as a human. Right.
And that's what I've loved about doing this. It really has changed the whole way everyone treats each other throughout the course of the project. You wouldn't think one dinner would have that much impact, but it really does. And my philosophy, and again, another thing I've learned from these trips, no matter how well you plan and organize things go awry. And it's how you deal with that experience. You can either look at the glass half empty, or you can look at the glass half full. Okay, this happened. What are we going to do to turn these lemons into lemonade? And when I look back at all of our tours, our best memories, our best experiences started out as virtually a disaster.
Yeah.
And I look back and I go, God, that could have gone so bad, but we turned it into something so cool. And I've learned so many lessons from my tours about how to live life. Yeah. And it's just, again, another one of God's experiences that he put in front of me that has really impacted how I approach projects. You know, things are not going to, they would call them plans for a reason, you know? And so there's going to be audibles you got to call, and it's how fast you identify the problem and then come up with a really creative solution.
And using people's strengths around
and use
you.
everyone's strengths. There's so many times when there's a problem, people like to throw other people under the bus to make them look good. And my philosophy is just the opposite. Hey, let's pull the team together. Let's put all our heads together. Let's come up with a great solution. And we always do. We always come up with something that is like, holy cow, we would have never come up with this had this problem not happened.
Yeah.
And so again, it's all about how you look at things. Is the glass half empty or is the glass half full? I've had people on my trips, and we could be the most beautiful place, and they'll see the glass half empty. I'm like, seriously? That's what you're seeing?
Right.
All the rest of us are seeing the glass totally full.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really interesting how people go through life, and that's another thing I've learned from my trip. Everyone thinks everyone's seeing the same thing, and that could not be further from the truth. Everyone's having their own unique experience, even though we're on the same trip.
Yep.
So when you're cooking these dinners for your clients in their brand new kitchens, I'm just curious, like, is there a standout memorable moment or something that's happened that...
Well, I'm going to flip this around on you. I had a client who called me 10 years after they had moved into the house. Says, well, we're ready for you to cook. I'm like, wow, are you serious? This is awesome.
You sure they didn't want you to remodel the kitchen
Well,
already?
let me finish the story. So anyway, I'm like, wow, 10 years later, they're finally getting me to cook. So I gather all my stuff, get over to their kitchen, get ready to get something going in the oven. I open the oven door, and the paperwork is still in the oven.
It's never been
used. Never had used the oven. I'm like, what? Are you serious? You guys have never used this? He goes, oh, we don't cook. We just look at the kitchen. It's just for pretty. We eat out every night.
Goodness.
But we wanted you to, you promised that you'd cook for us, so we wanted you to come. I didn't realize our paperwork's still in there, but yeah, go for it. So that to me, that's one of the funniest moments.
Oh.
But I'm always amazed at how many of my clients really don't use their kitchens. And they have kitchens to die for, you know.
Trust us, we know.
Yes.
We know.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, you probably see that too.
All the time.
Yeah.
We just, one of the houses we just sold in the Ritz, the buyer, we were representing the seller, and the buyer wanted like videos on how to use all the Gagano appliances. And my client was like, I don't know.
Look it up on YouTube.
We did. We sent a YouTube videos on everything and worked it out.
Yeah, we had clients at one point that replaced a gas range. They moved it into the island and did like an induction cooktop, but they didn't even put a vent. They forgot.
They need a vent?
Because they don't use it.
Yeah, they don't know.
So when people were looking at it, they were like,
oh, we need a vent.
We need a vent here.
Go get some fans.
Yeah. Open the window.
Yeah, open the window.
We call all these back kitchens the Uber Eats drop places. And
Well, that's what's really amazing is how that whole aspect has changed, where we are doing just not only an amazing kitchen that everyone sits in and sees, but then we're doing these back kitchens that are over the top, and then connect to an outdoor kitchen, which is also over the top with Kalamazoo grills and Argentinian, crazy stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're doing outdoor kitchens that we're doing one right now. It's probably going to be a $200,000 outdoor kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah,
and your back kitchens are elaborate. I mean, some of them they're full kitchens. And I can imagine, kitchens. Like the Desert Park one, that back kitchen
that was a cool back kitchen.
Island. I picture that's where like breakfast is happening and homework is happening with the kids and whatnot. That's just like the messy kitchen, all the food prep. And then the front one is this beautiful just showroom with that dining tower that you do. Is amazing.
Have you ever had a client cook for you?
Oh, good question.
I don't remember. I think I have. I'm trying to think. Not too many people have ever cooked for me.
Yeah.
I always ask Mark Tarbell and Christopher Gross, does anyone ever cook for you? They go, are you kidding me? Everyone's intimidated by us. So my goal one of these days is to have Chris Bianco, Christopher Gross, Mark Tarbell all over from my house for paella and cook for those guys for once.
Yeah.
And not worry about it. If it turns out, my paella will be great. So.
Yeah. That's great.
Is that a signature dish of yours?
That's my signature dish.
Okay.
This will be a good transition to charity.
Yeah.
I auction them off for charity, a paella pan, about maybe 2/3 the size of that table. And the last, at least probably 12 or 13 that I've auctioned off have each raised $8,000 a piece. And then usually I have Letitia Fry split it, so they get $16,000 for two paellas.
And how many does that? A table
20
like this
people.
feeds 20 people?
Yeah.
And where do you do it?
Those I usually do, I either do it at my office or I do it at the auction winner's house.
Yeah, so we know you are very involved in charity.
Yeah.
Speaking of, tell us a little bit about kind of what you and your team do in the community.
Probably our biggest charity that we're involved in, I'm an executive board member, is Habitat for Humanity, which I love. It's just one of the best run organizations. The money goes right to where you want it to go. It's not being siphoned off by bureaucracy and all these other things. We had the pleasure of designing the first 3D printed house that was ever permitted in America in Tempe, which
Did
is
that get
really
built?
cool. Yeah, it's built. The families live there, and I cooked for them in the 3D printed house on the 3D printed island.
Is that, where do we find that if we want to look that up?
It's on our website.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah. That was a really, really cool project because we virtually printed the whole house with a concrete printer.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's
So I'm really involved with them. I'm also going to be the chair of Scottsdale Arts next year. So we've got a big program coming up for 2026. So going to be involved in that. And I'm really involved with Gigi's Playhouse for kids with Down syndrome. Isabel, my wife, wrote the first check to get their facility. We've donated all the architectural fees for all their facilities.
That's beautiful.
So we're always trying to give back. It's fun and makes you feel good.
Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, we like to wrap up with some rapid fire.
Okay,
You
let's
ready?
do it. Yeah,
You
let's do
ready?
it.
All right, warmed up. See, I feel like I know this one already, but we'll see if you can narrow it down. Favorite travel destination that's influenced your work?
Well, probably my favorite place to go that has not only influenced my work, but definitely influenced my kitchen is San Sebastian, Spain.
Okay.
And we are finishing this year's tour in San Sebastian, Spain.
Now, tell us a little bit about that tour.
So this
You're
tour,
going to France to...
yeah, we leave September 18th. I'm co-hosting our tour with Brent Menke of Mixed Brasserie,
Amazing.
who's an amazing chef. His wife's from France. He does his own tours to France. He just got back from there. And so we're doing 4 days in Paris, 4 days in Bordeaux, where we're renting a private castle just for our group. And we're going to do cooking classes and wine tastings for the 4 days that we're there. And then we're going 4 days to San Sebastian, Spain.
It's going to be a blast.
Yeah.
Yes.
So excited.
When do people sign up for these tours? Like at what point?
We are just putting our calendar together for our 2026 tours. We're going to probably do Italy in September. We'll do Florence, the farmhouse compound we rent in Umbria. And then I think we're going to finish in Cinque Terre and Portofino. So that'll be next year's tour. And then we're working on a Mexico City, Oaxaca, San Miguel tour sometime maybe next year.
So do you encourage people, like if someone is interested, they're hearing this and they're like, oh, I
Yep.
want, should they just go to your website and inquire
Yeah.
now and then somebody sends
Just
them the
fire
details?
us an email and say, hey, I'm interested in this tour, and we'll put you in the hopper and see what happens.
All right.
Okay.
Back to our rapid fire. What's one kitchen feature you think every home should have?
Oh gosh, what kitchen feature every home should have? That's a good one. There's so many. I mean, I think the island is obviously very important because that's where everyone gathers. I always tell people that no matter I'm doing a 20,000 square foot house or a 2,000 square foot house, everyone's going to walk through the front door and they're going to go right to the island.
Yep.
So how you set up that island is super important. What's in there is the sink, is the cooktop, because that's the gravity center of the entire house. And there's so many great appliances. They go all around, but you start from that island and you just virtually work your way out.
Yeah, I like the two-sided islands with
Yeah.
chairs at both sides. It's really...
Yeah, where people can interact. I always call it the tarbell counter, where the island curves and everyone can kind of talk and see each other.
Yep.
You're so right. That's where everyone
Yep.
goes. All right. What's your favorite way to unwind?
Well, cooking is one of them, believe it or
Sure,
not.
yeah.
I just got done golfing a couple weeks ago. I hadn't golfed in 15 years, and I definitely am never going to do that again. That
not
was a
unwinding.
nightmare.
That's not.
Oh my God, I was so stressed out and just like, get me off of this course. Whereas cooking, I can be exhausted from a day of work, and I'll get in that kitchen, and it just like totally re-energizes me. So cooking is one. Playing the piano is another one. I love playing the
Oh,
piano.
Really?
Yeah.
So Brent plays the drums. You play
Yeah.
the piano.
We've jammed out a little bit.
Somebody else plays the drums. Who was it?
I don't remember.
There's somebody else.
Yeah, you are a true
Architects
Renaissance
are
man.
in-
Oh, and I've sang the national anthem in a couple of major league games.
Have you? So
Yes,
my son.
spring training. Yeah, when you said you was a singer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Oh.
sang. I was singing at four baseball games.
Where do we find that link?
Yeah.
I think there's something on YouTube.
Really? Of
Yeah.
you singing? And we will have to look
me
that
We'll
up.
singing.
search
yeah.
that out.
That's amazing. Okay.
What is your favorite piece of architecture?
Sagrada Familia in Barcelona, my favorite one. They're finishing it next year. I've been there many times over the course of my architecture career, and it's just the most amazing building, I think, in the world. It's
I'm going to have to go there.
It's
You have to.
insane. It's like totally insane.
Yeah.
You can't wrap your brain around it, like
No.
how it was
Yeah.
designed. It's
And they've been building for 100 years. So it's pretty cool.
and still going.
Still, well, they're finishing it next year, finally.
Sounds like the Ritz. No, sorry.
Not quite the Ritz, but
Oh, do we have to edit that out? Anyway, what's one piece of advice you'd give your younger self?
younger self. Well, that's interesting because I've always wanted to be an architect. I've always envisioned how this has turned out. I've always had that vision. It's like God gave it to me, and I've just followed the path. I think the one thing I would tell myself that I've learned now that I'm older is don't worry, have faith, just follow your path. You know, there's going to be tough times. There's going to be great times, but learn from the tough times. Don't look at them as, you know, poor pity me. Look at it as an opportunity. Like I said, with problems on the job, it's the same thing. It's like, okay, I got this challenge. Let's figure out how we get through it. What are we going to learn from it? What are we going to do to help others get through it? So when those things happen, I just flip a switch and go, let's turn this into a big positive.
You just tell your younger self to start doing that sooner.
Yeah.
I
Because
love that.
I worried unnecessarily over so many things that never panned out, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's like, turn it around, flip your mind and turn it into a good learning experience.
Yeah, I think it's that we learn more from failure than we do success,
Totally.
sort of thing.
And I've got a lot of practice at failure, trust me. So I've learned.
Well, it seems like you're pretty successful too.
It's my tagline, keep going. You know,
Yeah.
I tell people, keep going and outlast them.
Yeah,
Just outlast them.
smart. Well, Mark, thank you so much for
Yeah,
joining us
this was
today.
fun.
Yeah, we are going to link all of your contact information in our show notes.
Great.
But if you will, can you tell our listeners the best place to find you?
You know, I'm on Instagram, Candelaria Arc. Just type my name in, you'll find it. Our Candelaria Design has an Instagram also. We kind of bat things back and forth. So lots of content, cooking, architecture, of course, travel. So those are the two places to find us, and our website, www.candelariadesign.
All right. Go check them out, guys. And that's it for today's episode of Modern Home Mastermind. If you've enjoyed the show, please subscribe, rate, and like.
Yes, thanks to our guest for sharing his insights and to you for learning about everything modern with us.
And if you're ready to take the next step in your real estate journey, please reach out to us at beSpoke Real Estate. And until next time, keep living, loving everything modern.